That's a bit better. But is it coming from this? Sorry, folks. That's a bit better. But is it coming from this? Sorry, folks. Testing! See, that's that thing. This is terrible, I know. For some reason, my fancy new mic isn't showing up. Well, that's frustrating. Ah, there we go. Okay. Hello? Testing. Ah, there we go. That's the right. All right. Found the way to access the correct microphone. Excellent. So, we've got 5 people watching. Amazing. Hello, the 5 people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, this is going to be a fun stream. This is intended to be a fun stream. This is like not class. Because, as some of you may be aware, I released a game on Steam today by the name of HexiHashi, and I thought I'd play it for you guys, just for fun. And maybe, if you guys are interested, if you insist on this experience being educational, it is entirely possible that I could show you guys some of the code, show you guys how you put a game together in Unity, that sort of thing. That is why we called this DevStream, because I'm showing you a little bit of game development type stuff. I'm just going to pull it up on my phone and show you guys how you put a game together. All right, that's volume. Good. All right. So, yeah, now I can see if you guys say anything in the chat. So I guess I'll just play the game a little bit. Oh, I should probably enable music. Jeez. There. How's that? Cool. So, is the audio mix alright there? Hopefully. My video seems stuck. Is that intentional? Hello? Is it working here? It is not. The video is stuck for some reason. Alright. You're getting unplugged. And replugged. Oh my god. You know what it is? I haven't streamed on Windows for, like, some time. That seems to have done it. Cool. Yeah! Cool. Alright. So, let's play this game. So this is a game that I made. It's called HexiHashi. It's based on the, It's based on the classic puzzle game HexiHashi, which is a puzzle game that was developed by the same people who developed Sudoku. The general form of the puzzle is you've got all of these nodes, and you've got all of these bridges, and as you see, each one of these nodes requires a certain number of bridges to be connected to it to be quote-unquote satisfied. If there are too many bridges connected to it, it goes red, and you get to see how many you're over by. If you're under, then it shows you how many you're under by. And essentially, you know, you just play the game. You're totally watching chem lectures. What am I talking about? I'm talking about how to play the game. Hello, Haley. So yeah, this is, there we go. So it's got a bit of a leveling system going on here. Yeah, this is it. So far it's sold like, I think 20-some units today, which is, you know, not horrible, I guess. Gonna have to settle for not horrible. Oop. Yeah, that's just because of the thing. There we go. Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. This is a concept for a game that I had last year around Christmas time, because I was playing this Hashi game on my phone quite a bit, and it was, I was like, I could make this. And, yeah. I was like, what could I possibly do to this thing to make it, not just another Hashi game? Like, what could I do to sort of expand the concept a little bit? And, you know, I guess you could consider the whole moving of a puzzle game from a 2D, from a sort of a triangular to a, from a rectangular to a triangular grid. That's sort of old hat, you know. Everyone was really excited when Civilization did it, and then, you know, since that, hexagon-based games have been pretty popular. As you can see, I'm pretty good at it. You know, I made the game, so I should be good at it. Yeah. If any of you are a person who's taking my class right now, this is not going to have anything in it related to the class. I'm not going to give you any hints for the test or anything. This is just a game. As you can see, I haven't even unlocked all of my own modes just yet. So the rules, I guess I should do the rules, eh? So, the rules to the game. You create bridges between islands by clicking and dragging. Left click creates a double bridge. Oh, hey, Matt. Hello. Congrats. Thank you. How's it going? Yes. It's a not too subtle advertisement. You can also purchase the, like, if you like the soundtrack, we're also selling the soundtrack separately as DLC on Steam. You have to buy the base game first, but we're only charging $3 for it, plus another $1 for the soundtrack. So if you think this is good study music, like 10 minutes of study music, I'm sure Steve would appreciate the $1. Yeah. How long did this take to make? That's a good question. Well, I really, I started working on it during the Christmas holiday of last year. I was like, man, what a year. I was having quite the year, I think, if I recall correctly. And it was like, I really need a break from all of the everything, so I decided, you know what? I have this idea that's been floating around in my head for a video game. I think I'll make it. I ended up doing just that. And, let's see. In terms of, like, the total amount of time that I spent developing, I'd say in the initial rush of it, I maybe put a week or two into it to develop it to sort of a prototype stage. I gave it another week over the summer, and then I took, I'd say, maybe around half a week to a week over Christmas holidays this year to sort of polish it up, round it out, which, you know, you have the game you see before you. Ah, level up! So yeah, that's roughly... It came together pretty quickly, but that was kind of... One of the reasons it came together as quickly as it did is because this is actually the second game that I've played. The second game I've ever played! No. It's the second game that I've ever released. Previously, I released a game called Super Steampunk Pinball 2D, which did alright. Between the pinball game and the soundtrack, it grossed around... in 3 years, it's grossed around $1,650 US, which isn't too bad. It's actually above average for a Steam game. Yeah, and last time I checked, HexiHashi had made about $24, and I think that was updated to around 10 or 11 o'clock this morning. It only updates that, like, every 3 hours or 4 hours or something like that. But let's just do endless. Endless is good. It'll just keep throwing puzzles at me that are progressively more difficult. Whoop. That's not the game, that's the streaming software doing that. Yeah. I will now take additional questions from the audience. Ha! Kingdom Hearts, eh? Yeah, Steve's a fan of Kingdom Hearts. There was some other person who was telling me what it reminded them of, but I forget now. Man, that's annoying. Oh, hello. My buttons seem to be broken. Ah, jeez. Too bad this didn't happen in the editor. Okay. That was during the music being reset. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. Yeah. Bam. The demo gods, yeah. Jeez. Although I've actually had I've had people report that particular bug to me. I've seen it occur. It's kind of interesting, the whole indie game scene. It's like you give people all kinds of keys to your game in the hopes that one of them, like that one person who plays it has enough of an audience that you might be able to get some kind of PR out of it, but it's usually not the case. You know, and you end up giving a lot of keys to a lot of people who are sort of small timers, which is not, you know, a bad thing. It's, you know, not as lucrative as being able to get someone who's, you know, famous. But, you know, fame is overrated, I guess. Yeah. See you, Matt. Thanks for dropping in. See, the problem is this one. Maybe something like that. Yeah, there we go. Whew. Level 22. I recently rebalanced the experience gain, because it turns out that was pretty extreme in some cases. Apparently, I actually did the math based on some recently collected statistics, and some of the achievements in the game were going to take people like 100 hours to achieve, which is way too much for a game of this size and caliber. is. It is while the music... See, the thing is, I haven't really played it long enough to have the music run out. So that's interesting. Probably a null reference exception. So that has to be there. This has got to connect somewhere. Okay. Oh, we got a straggler down there, too. Tell you what, if we can get her to 10 likes, I will wear a stupid hat. I will wear possibly the stupidest hat you've ever seen. But only if we get to 10 likes. those have to be as there as well. This one's tough. He says as he immediately cheats. Hey, there we go. Ooh, I have a question. Cool. Hello. Someone is actually watching. The puzzles are randomly generated. They're actually there's a puzzle generation algorithm. Would you like to see it? I could totally show you the puzzle generation algorithm. Oh, man. Whop. Okay. We will perhaps resume that. I'm going to show it to you. So this is Unity. This is the development environment that I have used to create the game. And the way that things work in Unity is you have a bunch of game objects, and attached to those game objects you have scripts. Scripts, they're written in C#. And let me just pull out the puzzle script, which generates the puzzles, which is kind of cool, if I do say so myself. So, and, you know, I make no claims that this is the most efficient or effective way of going about generating the puzzles, but there it is. So, essentially, the puzzle generation algorithm is... Yeah, here it is. So, generate puzzle. So the first thing that we do, of course, is we have to initialize a new grid of nodes based on whatever size of puzzle we're generating. You know, so far so good. The interesting thing about a hexagonal coordinate system is a hexagonal coordinate system is a rectangular coordinate system that has been tilted with the ends chopped off, and that gives you a hexagon. So everything is still in like XY coordinates, but like when you actually transpose that into the game itself, the X's get shifted over by proportional to whatever the Y value is, so that tilts it. But anyway, so this just initializes a new grid of nodes. So it picks, the first thing it does is it picks a random point in the graph to put the first node. It's like a snowflake. In order to have the snowflake crystallize, it has to have a central point around which to crystallize. So basically, a random point in the graph is selected, and we initialize that as being a node. Now, the way that the algorithm works, sort of in general, is it places nodes and bridges, and then it worries about counting them and then calculating what the correct number for each node should be. It doesn't calculate the number up front and then try to, you know, make nodes for the number of bridges that it generated for that node. So essentially, once we have a single node, we iteratively add additional nodes to the graph. So for each node in the graph, we pick... Oh, pardon me. For... how to explain? So one of the parameters that you go into puzzle generation with is the number of nodes that you want to put in the graph, right? Hypothetical nodes. It's not exactly a one-to-one correspondence with nodes, because as you'll see, certain operations do count as nodes when they don't actually create a new unique node in the graph. But, you know, getting ahead of myself. Essentially, for each iteration of the loop that places nodes in the graph, you take the existing graph, select a node in that graph, and try to calculate a random branch from it. So it selects a random direction and a random distance. And if that random distance and random direction from the selected node would represent a valid node placement, then that's added to the graph. Of course, in order for it to be a valid node, it has to follow the rules of the game. Like, you can't add a node to the graph that creates a bridge that intersects another bridge, for example. But, there are rules to follow. There's also a watchdog timer on this, so that if it turns out that you have asked for a very high density of nodes in a very small graph, which is possible under the custom game option, it doesn't just run forever trying to place nodes in a graph that literally can't accommodate them. So, the nodes are iteratively added. That, proceeds for however many nodes that you want to generate. If this node placement algorithm happens to select a space that's already occupied by a node and the bridge is valid, then it actually will say, okay, we'll count that as a bridge, and that's how you get triangles. Without that, all of the graphs would be trees in sort of technical, formal math speak. That is to say, there would be no loops. Because I added the ability of recognizing that, you can make a bridge, as long as the bridge is valid between two nodes, it doesn't matter if the nodes already exist, then, that can still be added. That makes the puzzle more interesting as well. So anyway, whether or not a bridge is a single or a double bridge is, I sort of, once the graph is generated, I loop through all of the bridges and randomly double them with a certain probability, which I believe is set to 0.5, so there's a 50% chance that any particular bridge will be doubled to create a double bridge. It then counts up all of the edges around any particular node and assigns that number to the node. It counts the number of actual nodes that got generated, and then it saves the puzzle solution as well to a separate entity. This is how the game is able to generate the hints. Because in this game, the way I decided to do it was, if you click hint, you get like a brief flash of the actual puzzle solution, because I didn't want to have to solve the problem of, trying to select what bridge is interesting or useful to a player. So yeah, that's the solutions are sort of kept from the generation process. And then in order to actually make the puzzle from the from this generated graph, all I do is erase all of the edges, and there you go, there's a puzzle. Guaranteed to have a solution. How complex would a solution algorithm need to be? Well, it would probably be a dynamic. It would have to be a dynamic algorithm. The problem with solving hashi puzzles from a computational perspective is that it's actually an underdetermined problem. If I load the game back up again, I can show you. There's more than one possible solution to any. See this guy right here? One set of nodes may have a number of possible correct configurations. So you would think that would make it easier, but what that effectively means is that a deductive a deductive process isn't necessarily going to come out with a single determined solution. But yeah, I mean, if I were to rough out a solution algorithm, you know something? Fun fact. I based my algorithm for generating these puzzles off of an actual research paper that was done on the a solution algorithm to Hashi problems. So I would recommend looking up that paper. It's reasonably interesting. But yeah, HexiHashi is a more complicated problem to solve than, regular Hashi. For the simple fact that each node has 2 additional ways that it can be connected, that it complexifies it to a great degree. But yeah, thank you for the question. Ooh, we've got 8 people here now. Hello, 8 people. Just so you know, I have promised the stream that if we can get to 10 likes, I will wear a stupid hat. We're already at 6 likes. Come on, guys. You can get us to 10 likes and I can wear a stupid hat. This can happen. Ah! 11 likes. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. We have achieved the requisite number of likes. I will now officially wear the stupid hat. I have to take my headphones off, though. It doesn't fit over the headphones. Oh, for God's sake. There. Is it actually using that? Right. Yeah, it is. Okay. There. Yep. So. I see it. I see how it is. Class just got out, didn't it? Yeah, so, my goodness. So, for those of you who, have no idea what's going on here, this is my launch day stream for HexiHashi, which is a game that I made recently. Released it today on Steam, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, I thought I'd just stream myself playing the game, because that's a thing that people do. And, you know, maybe this is enjoyable. Maybe not. Don't worry. There's not going to be anything vaguely course-related if you're one of my current students. So, yeah. This is just for fun. Hint. Hint? Okay. I guess that makes sense. Hint! Oh, yeah, okay. There we go! Ta-da. Starting to rack up those experience points. Man, oh man, I've had the worst problem with the achievements for this game. I still have bugs in the achievements. If anybody wants to play this game, be aware that right now there's a bug in the game so that you get all of the time attack achievements just for turning on the game. I haven't fixed the bug yet. I'm probably going to fix it at some point today. So if you want to get the first 9 achievements for free, then I recommend purchasing the game and playing the game, booting it, and you'll get those achievements. Yep. There we go. Oh, wow. You've only very rarely see one of these. I think this might be actually the first time I've ever seen one in the wild, where all connections are double bridges. Wow. That's cool. Oh. Well, that's not gonna work, is it? So how's the semester going for everybody so far? Is it going okay? Hopefully it is. It's kind of a... We're still in this whole business of things being not quite back to normal, eh? Which is just frustrating. I don't know who ordered this pandemic, but you know, they can take it back, that's what I say. I think we should get a refund. Yeah. Really good. Oh, good. Good, I'm glad. Cool. Yeah, you know. Life continues on, eh? I would hate to think what 2020 would have fried for you. My God. Yeah, that has to be there. Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of, I don't know. The winter break was reasonably restful for me, so that was good. A lot of people I talked to, I was like, how's your break been? You know, in kind of a, you know, small talk kind of way. And it's like, terrible. Don't ask. And I'm like, okay, I won't ask then. Oh, yeah, okay, I know what that bug is now. So, there's this very interesting bug, which I think is a result of a null reference exception, where when the music stops, or like maybe when it runs out of runway on the script that's running in the background that keeps the thing running. Oh, yeah, sure, I can explain the game. So this is the game I made. It's called HexiHashi. It's available today on Steam. Ta-da! If you want to go buy it, you can buy it. Oh, I've got, maybe that's a bug. I've got a new comment. Ooh. Yep, it's a new bug. Hello, bugs. Let me just... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not so bad. Not too bad. If you go to the store page on Steam, you can pick this guy up for like $3 and change, plus the soundtrack. So in general, the way that it works is you've got all of these nodes. Each node has a certain number on the node, and you have to build bridges between the nodes to whatever number is indicated on the node. So, this one requires 2, that one requires 4, and it's a puzzle game, you know? When you've connected all of the nodes up the way that they're supposed to be, then you have won the puzzle. Yeah, basically. There's also a hint button, which is kind of cool. It, like, flashes the solution at you, and then if you don't pay attention, then you don't get to see what the correct layout is. Oh. Maybe? That doesn't make any sense. And I'm out of hints. God damn it. Yeah, the intention was for it to be relaxing. Sort of soft palette of neutral colors and, calming piano music. Just what a student would need at the end of a long, arduous day of studying, eh? Have I thought about making this mobile? I have thought about making this mobile. I've thought quite a lot about making this mobile. I'm going to try to make this a mobile game. Essentially... So, I released it on Steam first, and there were some reasons for that. Number one, I've released on Steam before. I released a pinball game previously on Steam, which I can also play on stream if you guys are interested in seeing it. It's not as good. It is definitely a game that I made 3 years ago. But, it's sort of, Steam, I'm familiar with the marketplace. I know how to release a game. It didn't take too awful much effort to release the game on Steam, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to use the Steam marketplace as a proving ground. Get all of the nasty little bugs worked out on Steam, and then once everything's worked out on Steam, we can maybe hit the big time. Because I really do think that this game is, like, optimally configured for mobile platforms. If that makes sense. Like, it really screams mobile game, you know? You're like, yes. Yes, we can see that. Yeah. Man, I wish I could solve this puzzle. See, that has to go there, which means that can't go there, which means that has to go there, which means this has to be there. Maybe this is the problem? Well, it's reconfigured things at least. Nope. Not quite. This one's a real stumper. I'm glad this isn't Time Attack. Aha! About time. Where did I get this hat? I got this hat at the CNE, which is the Canadian National Exhibition. It was like a few years ago. Splatoon had just come out, and I guess squids were the in thing because they had these squid hats, and I was like, I must have a squid hat. Ah, back in the heady days of being able to go places. It lights up, too. But I won't light it up. Unless we hit... If we hit 25 likes, I'll light up the hat. Do I have a Nintendo Switch? I do have a Nintendo Switch. It's over there by the TV. That's a good console. Rather enjoy it. Interested to see how Nintendo tops themselves this time. Because, you know, the Switch is getting to a certain age. No console lasts forever, I'm afraid. What games you got? Well. Well, Zelda, obviously. Lately I've been playing the Banner Saga. What is all that stuff? Well, Splatoon, Dragon Age? No, Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is better than Dragon Age. Ha! Oh, those are some opinions right there. I got a few games on the Virtual Console. Recently played Panzer Paladin. Ah! Thank you. This was the reward for 10 likes. If you get us to 25 likes, then I'll turn the lights on, but only briefly because they're very obnoxious. Yep. This is not going well. Oof. Yeah. My goodness. might be getting worse at this game as I play it. How embarrassing! Can't even play his own game. Meow! There we go. Hoop. It's DevStream. Say hello to all of the people on the internet, Remy. Yep, Remy is here. If any of you are joining me in this stream from, what was it? This time last year you took my course. Remy has gotten quite big since she was an original little kitten. Look how big she is now, huh? Yeah, you're a good kid. She's like, what is all this? I don't know what all of this is. Okay. Shloop. There it goes. Ta-da! Yeah. To be honest with you, I've been playing more games on the... oh my god, now. Oof, what level are we on? 21? Jeez. You know there's an achievement for getting to level 30? Good lord. No, wait, let me think. I think on Endless it's to get to level 60. Because you're not actually prevented from... Ooh, I have to... Maybe I should see if it's actually even feasible. Oof. Oh, is that so? You're so cute. Do 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 do. Yep. Yeah. So, in case you hadn't noticed, I really have no idea what I'm doing here, so, if anybody has any suggestions for how this stream should go, I'm totally open to any ideas. I don't really usually do this type of stream, so... Blammo. Yeah. I don't know, I feel like I should be doing more talking, but I have really... You guys have to give me something to talk about. They're like, we already asked you what games you have on your Switch. It's like, alright. I see how it is. Not really willing to put in your... You know... Not willing to put in the work to make this stream entertaining for... I see. It's like, isn't that what you're doing right now? You're offloading the work. Shush! I am streaming! Is this frozen? Am I actually getting chats? I wonder. Nope. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Well, where else can that connect to? Up here. There. Blammo! This one's actually pretty easy. It's just large and in charge. That's an interesting conundrum. Well, this has to be the case. Am I planning on making a smartphone version of this game? Yes, actually I am. It's sort of, I would say in the works, but that's being too kind. To be honest, I haven't started the smartphone version of it yet. I will answer the second question first. How long am I streaming for? I don't know. My wife is home at 4, so probably around 4 o'clock I'll kick off and, you know, do something else with my life. Probably just play Dwarf Fortress. But, you know, 'tis what it is. When a man must play Dwarf Fortress, there's no force in heaven or on earth that can prevent him. Okay, let me see. I don't know. Oh, 24. Yeah, okay, fine. 24 is close enough. Yeah. Oh, the cat is on my lap only because I'm wearing this hat. Stop, don't eat it. It's not good for kittens. You silly thing. Now, isn't this obnoxious? Isn't this the most terrible thing you've ever seen in your life? This has got to be this has gone from one of the strangest to one of the ugliest hats you've ever seen, I'm sure. What about Factorio, asks Matt. Oh my goodness. I mean, yes, Factorio is a suitable substitute for Dwarf Fortress, but only once you have grown tired of Dwarf Fortress. I'm sorry, Matt. Dwarf Fortress is better than Factorio. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it had to be said. It had to be said, man! Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I am planning on making a smartphone version of this game. I'm interested to see if I can figure out how to monetize. Because monetizing is like, you know, without monetizing, what do you even have, you know? All you have is a game that, oh, it's that bug again. Without monetization, all you have is, you know, either a resume or a vanity project. One of the two. So, yeah, we'll see. We shall see how it goes. Yeah, no, that... Maybe this? Maybe that is? Yeah. This is terrible. Hint. 1. Hint! Double up here? Really? Oh, bloody hell. Yep. Hey, I made it. But I don't claim to be the master of it. So, this is an interesting little thing here. This is actually not a legal thing in Hashi. In Hashi, all of the islands have to be connected. Thoughts on Bitcoin? Well, the person you really should be asking about Bitcoin is the Matthew who's in the chat. The only Bitcoin I ever owned, which I still own actually, and it's not a whole Bitcoin, so don't get excited, is because one day when we were going to go to lunch in the office. You know, this was back when one went places in, you know, at lunchtime. I was, it was like, I was paying for his lunch, and he's like, Matt was like, I need to repay you for lunch, and I'm like, you have lots of Bitcoin? Pay for me in lunch, recompense me for your lunch in Bitcoin. And he said, gladly shall I give you Bitcoin for my lunch. I would gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. So, essentially, that's how I got, like, a very small amount of Bitcoin. I can actually look up and see how much the Bitcoin is worth now. It's like, I forget how much. Oh, it's like 2.3 micro Bitcoins, or milli Bitcoins, something like that. Right now, the current market value of it is $106.21, which is a lot. It was originally worth $10. So, I guess all I have to do is continue to hold on to it for, like, another few years, and then it'll be worth $10 squintillion, and then I can retire. I can retire on my enormous dragon's hoard of Bitcoin. Perhaps that's not what you meant when you asked for my thoughts on Bitcoin. Oh, wow. 800. Really? Huh. That's interesting. I don't know, like, my Bitcoin wallet thing says it's only worth 100, but I guess, you know, according to who is the question, right? I'm gonna turn this thing off now. You guys have seen it? Okay. Okay. Also, this has been a long stream, so I'll be right back. I'm using the washroom. There, I said it. On the internet. Have to adjust my tentacles. Yep. So yeah. I don't know, like, I guess I could give you my opinion of Bitcoin as a concept. I think it's a cool concept. I don't know, it's like, is it like a good investment? I don't know. It's a little unstable, but you know, in the 1600s, in the 1600s, all of the Dutch people basically did the same thing with tulip bulbs, and they crashed their economy with it and ended up eating all the tulip bulbs. So, yeah. Generally speaking, I'm a person with more, I know it's a bit of a dirty word these days, but I'm a bit more on the fiscal conservative side of the spectrum, which means that I'm kind of skeptical of get-rich-quick schemes in general, no matter where they are and what they're about. And, you know, a lot of people think that, you know, a lot of people are looking for the next get-rich-quick scheme, and, you know, it rarely works out that way. You know? Do I think it's gonna, like... Do I think we're gonna eventually get rid of paper money and everybody's just gonna have Bitcoin? Probably not. I don't think that, you know... I don't know, what do you want to call them? Natural currencies? I don't think natural currencies are going away any. Buggers. Play of the game. Right there. But, yeah, it's like... I don't know. Bitcoin? Oh, maybe I can do something with this. No, not like that. Puff, puff, puff. Oh, I've got an isolate. Oh. Thank you. Flat currency. Gotcha. Ease of transferring money between people. Yeah, the explode. Yeah. My goodness. Good God. Yes, thank you. This is the stream reward hat for having reached 10 thumbs up on this video. So, while all of the nodes in this guy are satisfied, this cluster right here is isolated, which means that it's not actually a solution to the puzzle. Unfortunately. I have dillied and dallied and have come up with... Oh, pity's sake. Oh, we're in that. Yeah, okay. I'm glad that I did this, because now I know about the origins of that bug. Yeah. Yeah. If you're just joining the stream, I'm playing HexiHashi. HexiHashi. This is not a coursework-related stream at all. This is just some awesome and rad dudes hanging out, watching me play a game that I made and released on Steam. Blammo. So if you'd like to go to Steam and you'd like to get the game that I'm currently playing, it's right here, HexiHashi. It's got one... Ooh, let's see what the one user review says. Oh, it's not recommended. Ooh. Oof. Oof. Well. Well, you can't win them all, I guess. Blech. You know, that's a bug that I thought I had fixed, and then it turned out I hadn't fixed it. If you did buy the game, I would appreciate it if you left a good review, so that that guy's bad review isn't the only review. That would be awesome. I don't know. It sounds like he says in it that he's willing to change it if I fix the game, so there we go. Blech. You know what? I'm gonna fix that bug. I'm gonna fix that bug on stream. I'm gonna try to anyway. So I think that the bug is having to do with the default values. So it's not being... I'm pretty sure that the achievement isn't being triggered by me. What it might be triggered by is results that are being sent into the Steam, you know, via the Steam stats system. Live programming! Yes, indeed. So, the issue was with these guys. So, the default value for the best time in the stats for easy, normal, and hard is -1. But of course, -1 is less than any result that you may want to choose. So, you know, it's possible that we may wish to enter some if statements in here. So, if best time easy is not equal to -1, then we do that. If best time hard is not equal to -1, there we go. If best time normal is not equal to -1, there we go. Cool. Maybe that'll fix it. But, you know, it shouldn't be coming from this. This is like the bit where flag is set if the condition for the achievement is made, and, you know, that gets set through. I don't think, like, I'm not sure if Steam is, like, automatic. Like, in Steam, there's a bunch of, there's, like, stuff in the stats page that I can't actually show because it's under NDA. But, you know, there's a bunch of stuff that, that might be doing something in the background. I'm not sure exactly. Anyway, there's that. There's also... sound effect scripts. I don't know. I don't think I can actually fix many bugs on stream now that I think about it. Now that I'm actually trying to do it. This requires too much intelligence. But, yeah. It's kind of disappointing. Oh man, now I'm just kind of bummed out. That's not good. That doesn't make for good television. Well, I don't know. I've been playing this endless mode for an hour, so I don't know. You guys want me to keep going, or you guys got stuff to get to? Okay. Oh god. These things get rather large, don't they? Please talk about the development process. Okay. Sure. So, well, I guess I'll start with the concept. I had the idea for this game back, sort of in the late fall, early winter, just before Christmas time, of not last year, but the year before. I had some time over the Christmas holidays, and I decided to take some time to work on it, and, you know, the game developed from there. But essentially, let's see here. I don't think I have any, I think I just built over the old prototype, so that's not going to be useful. But, essentially, I started off with, the puzzle generation algorithm itself. So when you generate the puzzle, like unless you get a good puzzle generating, then, you know, you don't have a puzzle game. Well, I mean, you could have, like, a lot of puzzle games do the sort of, you know, pre-baked levels. Not all of them use a generation algorithm, but I was in the fortunate position of, I did a little bit of research, and a research paper had a puzzle generation algorithm for Hashi puzzles right in there, because they were discussing an algorithm for solving them that they'd developed. That was the sort of point of the paper. So I took this generation algorithm, and I adapted it to you know, the triangular grid, which is the USP of this sort of game. The unique idea that I had, the thing that's never been done before that this game does, is this puzzle has existed for a long time, but never on a hexagonal grid, or never involving a triangular grid with hexagons. Essentially, so yeah, I started with the puzzle generation algorithm itself, and just very simple click and drag controls. You know, in the original iteration, I didn't have the ghosting, that orange line that you see between nodes when you're sort of moving towards something, which is, you know, something I added in so that it would feel a bit better on a touchscreen. Because I do eventually intend to port it to touchscreens. Also, I think it works well with the mouse too. But so I made the puzzle generation algorithm. I then made a very simple interface for it, with just the nodes generating on a sort of blank grid, and, you know, there was and you were able to create bridges between them, and, you know, it would you know, light all up if it was detected that the puzzle was solved. So that was good. That worked pretty well, and I tested it on a few of my friends. You know, this was back before the pandemic, so it was easier to get people to test a game, because you could just sort of be in a room with people and say, "Hey, play my game," and they were like, "Yeah, okay." So it wasn't too bad. People seemed to think it wasn't too bad, and so I was like, you know what? If I keep the sort of the game tight around this central nucleus, it won't take too long to develop to a releasable state. So from there, I made, like, the menu interface. I started working on the menu interface because I had done myself the service of designing the puzzle generation algorithm with the idea that, you know, something is going to be requesting a puzzle of a particular size with a particular number of nodes in it, and then, you know, basically all the menu interface does is it gets you into puzzles that have these particular characteristics, right? So, you know, I set up free play, I did easy, medium, hard. That was reasonably straightforward. then I was like, well, you know, it could use some modes other than just free play, so, you know, Time Attack was kind of an obvious one. Move Master is kind of interesting. Move Master is you get a set number of moves, and you have to solve as many puzzles as you can with the number of moves you've been given. And every time you solve a puzzle, it gives you a certain number of moves to put in the move bank. So, you know, and you go through progressively harder stages with it. Very similar to the Time Attack, the only thing that's limiting you is, you know, clicks rather than time. So it's a much more sort of slow, thoughtful approach. Endless is just Time Attack or Move Master mode with no game over condition, right? It goes through the same sort of sequence of progressively harder puzzles, which are all randomly generated. So it's like, you know, give me X number of levels at this size, then bump it up by one, then bump it up by one, etc., etc. So, you know, that wasn't too difficult as additions go. You know, there was the save system that got layered on top of that, and at some point I was like, you know what, at some point this is going to need background, so I did something that I thought would be, you know, reasonably easy and geometric. I kind of had like a side goal for this game that I didn't want to do any sprite work. So pretty much everything that you see before you is made from default Unity assets. Which is kind of funny, actually. Yeah, no, like the whole dang game is made from almost the entire game is made from default Unity assets and like sprite masking and that sort of thing. So a couple of times I had to go in and like take a regular hexagon and cut it up into pieces in a sprite editor, and that's where the wedges come from. But you know, aside from that, it's like, you know, from a game object perspective, all these background hexagons are just, you know, they're paying attention to a central script that's telling them, you know, what color they should be, and they're just applying an offset to that, and, you know, that's how you get these color these sort of soft pastel color backgrounds. So yeah, and then it just became a matter of like, how many features do I really need? How many features do I really need in order to, you know, to get it to a releasable state? Question: what would you say is a similar game or competitor? Well, pretty much any puzzle game, really. You know, this is a logic-based puzzle game, so there's, you know, puzzle games sort of categorize into a few different, you know, subgenres. Like, word games are distinct from logic games, for instance. This is very much a logic game rather than it's a logic game with numbers in the same sense that Sudoku is a logic game with numbers. You know, the numbers in Sudoku don't actually, aren't actually doing any math with them or anything, so it's not a math game, like Kakuro, for instance, would be. But it's yeah, it's a logic game. So yeah, I mean, I could take a look on Steam, see what there might be. Normally they suggest similar games, or maybe just what's popular. But yeah, The Witness wouldn't be too far off, aside from the fact that it's all, you know, they're not actually showing you the puzzles there. That's interesting. There was a game that recently made it to the, yeah, this guy. Guess I should have made it a free-to-play game, because this got into the new and trending category. And it's you know... Is this just Minecraft? This might just... Or Minesweeper? This looks like it might just be Minesweeper. Minesweeper is kind of like this. You know. Although one of the main similarities here is the fact that it's on hexagons. But yeah, this is just Minesweeper on hexagons. Yeah, you know, any given week there are a few games that come out that are sort of in the same space. Hex. Yeah. Hexi. Yeah. Super Hexagon is an action game, so it's not really... This might be similar. Yeah, so you can see this is like other hexagon-based gameplay. The fact that it's hexagons isn't actually all that important, but yeah. I mean, you know, if you want, if you look on your mobile device, then you would find a number of HexiHashi games that are already up on the App Store. So yeah. So there you go. Hopefully that's answered your question. Cool. When did I start programming it? I started programming it in the winter, over the Christmas break, not last year, but the year before. In 2019, I started programming it. Due to various life things, I didn't get to, you know, for those of you who maybe don't, you know, for those of you who like might be joining the stream and aren't in one of my classes, generally speaking, my day job is I'm a sessional professor at various college and university sort of areas, and this is kind of a you know, this is like a side gig thing for me. Oh, in general, when did I learn to program? Oh, okay. High school? End of high school. I was working at Pizza Hut, and I managed to save enough money at Pizza Hut to buy my own very first laptop that was capable of running reasonably modern software. I was up to that point working on a old 486 compact Presario, and yeah, basically as soon as I got a computer that was capable of it, I started mucking around with Macromedia Flash. That was sort of the programming language I cut my teeth on. I was programming in an action script, which is sort of a derivative of JavaScript. Yeah, you know, I made 3 or 4 or 5 really not very good games of the type that people make in high school. I was working on that kind of thing on through about the middle of my undergraduate degree, at which point the thing got serious, and I put aside the game development stuff for a while. I really came back to it when I came back to grad school, and you know, tried working on one project that was entirely too ambitious for the number of people working on it, and not even a very good idea either. And then I was like, you know what, I'd like to make a game and actually finish it this time. So I was like, I like pinball, so I'll make a pinball game. So I made a pinball game. It's Super Steampunk Pinball 2D. Super Steampunk Pinball. Store page, maybe? Store. I'll just show it to you. Picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Bloop, bloop. There we go. So this is a game I made like released 3 years ago. It's okay. I did a lot of sprite work for it. Turned out that the sprite work was like 2/3 of the time it took to make the game, and I made various really poor decisions with the design of the game, which I tried not to replicate when I made HexiHashi. Man, I made some poor choices. So yeah. So yeah, I've been programming. My God, how long has it been? Since I was 16, I think, and I'm 32 going on 33 next month. So that's about half my life. I have been programming for half my life. And it's interesting because, I don't know, I feel like I'm only just now kind of, sort of getting, to the point where I'm, happy with my own level of skill with it, as a skill. Which is, I'm not saying I'm a bad programmer or anything. Maybe I just have high expectations. But yeah. Anyway, hope that answers your question. Are there any more questions from the audience? Check my phone. Mark? Okay. Oh, thank you, Matthew. So, Matt has made https:// HexiHashi fanwiki.ca. Oh my God. That's funny. Good Lord, man. Alright. My God. Set logo with URL to your own logo image. That's funny. You're such a card, man. Thank you so much. We'll see. I don't know, it's a fan wiki, though, so I'm not allowed to actually do anything here, eh? Funny. What's my next project? Yeah. Well, the HexiHashi is gonna be a it's gonna take a little while longer to iron out the kinks. There have been some very reasonable suggestions for improved features on HexiHashi that wouldn't be too far out of the way to include. So that'll probably fill me up with updates for the game for a few months, probably. Which releasing a game on Steam, you really do want to be providing updates on a fairly regular basis after release. It really helps the numbers for one reason or other. Use Tor, who'd everybody know? I don't know what that means. So after that, I'd like to get it up on mobile. I'm not even convinced it's gonna do anything. A lot of people, a lot of things, the pinball game didn't particularly make any money. Like, it wasn't worth the cost of investment, right? That's not why I'm making these games. They're really more for, like, the experience of it and also for the love of the craft. So I'd like to release on mobile because I've never released anything on mobile, and I'd like to see what the process is. See how difficult it is to figure out how to monetize something. So, with respect to that, I'd like to do a mobile version of HexiHashi. That's on the table. With respect to what I'd like to do once I'm finished HexiHashi, though, I do have another idea that I'd like to be able to work up into a prototype to see if it's viable at all. But I've got this idea for a strategy game where it's like, it's kind of weird to describe, but it's kind of like building radio towers on top of mountains. You have like a landscape that has various levels of elevation, and you place radio towers that like broadcast signal, and like you're able to place more radio towers the more territory that you occupy, and your opponent also has radio towers, and it's like you have to grab land, and you have to like I don't know if you ever saw this is a really obscure reference, but there's like, if you know the Creeper World games, there's a side one, a side game that was actually like had gravity and stuff and was like side view Creeper World game that you could actually generate your own creeper, and like the blue creeper, which was the enemy, and your white creeper, and they would have like an intersection and like destroy, eat at each other. And I kind of see something like that going on, as being like basically I'd like to make a game. I'd like to make a 4X strategy game that does not require unit management, basically. Because I don't know about you, but I always find the fiddly, tedious, boring part of 4X games is, generally speaking, moving your units around. And, in some games that's a lot, like, obviously, like in a game like Civ, where you can say, okay, go to square X, and they just auto-move. That's one thing. But recently on the phone, I've been playing a game I think called Battle for Polytopia, which is kind of like a Civilization game, except like stripped right down, if that makes sense. And that game is pretty good, except that the unit management is so damn fiddly, and it's just a pain in the butt. So I was thinking, rather than like concentrating military power inside of a unit that you move around the map and then they attack other units, it's kind of like in Civ 4, you could have culture wars where like each city produces like a cultural influence sphere, and like if somebody else had another city that would like expand, but they would have like there would be a calculation of who had what territory based on the strength of the culture So anyway, something like that. But I thought it might be interesting to have it with like radio signals, and elevation, because elevation, you could have like, if you built something on a mountain, it would spread further but possibly be weaker, and if you built something in a valley, it would not spread as far, but it would be stronger because it's sort of bouncing back in off of the walls of the valley. But yeah, I don't know. That was an idea that I had for another project. So, yep. There you go. That's what I was thinking. I don't know. Yeah. Anywho, Any more questions? If there aren't any more questions, I'll probably end the stream here. You know, it's been going on for a while. So I guess it kind of turned into an AMA. Firefox. Live streaming. There we go. How did I decide on the music/sound effects for the game? Also, can I get a logo for the wiki? You absolutely may get a logo for the wiki. I will provide that to you forthwith. You know, at some point. This evening. Or not when I'm streaming, basically, is what I'm trying to say. How did I decide on the music? Well, what happened with the music was it actually kind of went through a few iterations. At first, I thought I kind of started with the idea that I'd like the sound effects to be like the primary thing that's going on with the music, because like if you've played Mario Odyssey, you should watch one of the analysis videos on how they did the sound effects for that game, because they're all made to be in harmony with the background music, which is very cool. And I thought that, you know, I thought that would be a cool thing to try. So I originally thought, well, if the sound effects are going to be front and center, then the background music should be like more sparse. So I went to Steve and I said, you know, can you do some sparse piano music for me? And he was like, yes, I think I can manage that. And essentially, as he started in on his creative process, what ended up happening was he wrote this absolutely gorgeous score for it that was not quite what I had in mind, but it was so beautiful. I was like, well, I have to use this. It's too good. So I ended up modifying the sound effects to fit the background music, not the other way around. We developed this whole interesting system where there's like in the root directory of the installation there is a modulations file, which is a CSV file that contains all of the notes and when they should be played, which is kind of cool. I'm not sure how Mario did it, but this is how we decided to do it. At any particular sound point, like at any particular timestamp in the song, you know, these are sort of legal notes that can be played, if that makes sense. And, you know, there's various other data in here as well, like there's some volume information as well. But, and essentially I've got a bank of sound effects that are, you know, all of these various notes, and when a, you know, when a sound effect is requested, there's like a lookup process where it looks up which notes are appropriate for that particular point in time, and then it selects one of them randomly. And that's how that works. So, yeah. Are there any other questions? Could you mod that? Yeah, if you wanted to. I mean, all you'd have to do is go in and change the values. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's... The trick is you would have to stick to... You would have to stick to the notes as written, if that makes sense. Like, I don't have sound effects outside of the sound effects that are listed in this file, right? So, you know, so you'd have to stick to what's here. I suppose it's not unreasonable. It wouldn't be unreasonable that I would be able to patch in more, but I don't see what the point would be, because the, you know, the background music itself would remain constant. So, yeah. But yeah. Yeah, you could totally modify this file if you wanted to. Absolutely. Yeah. Right now there's a bug where after the... there's like a period of a couple of seconds between when it's changing, when the background is looping, that it you lose the ability to click. That's a pretty big bug, so I need to fix it. But yeah. Anyway, are there any additional questions? Well, I think I'll end this stream then. Thank you very much, everybody, for dropping by. It's been fun. Take her easy, folks. I'll see you in the next one.